In this video, we will guide you through the essential road signs in the UK, explaining their meanings and significance. Before we begin, please take a moment to subscribe for more informative content. Let's get started with our first road sign. No waiting sign. The sign tells drivers that you are not allowed to park your vehicle on the road at any time, but you may stop briefly to pick up or drop off passengers. No entry vehicular traffic sign. Motor vehicles are prohibited from entering a particular road. No stopping sign. Drivers are not allowed to stop their vehicle at any time on the side of the road where the sign is placed. This includes stopping for dropping off or picking up passengers. No right turn sign. The sign prohibits drivers from making a right turn at the junction or intersection where the sign is placed. National speed limit applies sign. The national speed limit in built-up areas is 30 miles per hour, 60 miles per hour on single carriageways, or 70 miles per hour on dual carriageways or motorways. What does this sign mean?
No stopping sign.
What does this sign mean?
No entry for vehicular traffic.
What does this sign mean?
National speed limit applies.
What does this sign mean?
No waiting.
What does this sign mean?
No right turn.
Next is the turn left ahead. The turn left ahead sign indicates that drivers must make a left turn at the upcoming junction or intersection. No left turn sign. The no left turn sign prohibits drivers from making a left turn at the junction or intersection where the sign is displayed. Keep left sign. The keep left sign indicates that drivers must keep to the left side of a road. Ahead only sign. The ahead only sign indicates that drivers must continue straight ahead at the junction or intersection where the sign is placed. Mini roundabout. The mini roundabout sign indicates the presence of a small roundabout ahead. Drivers must give way to traffic already on the roundabout and navigate it in a clockwise direction. What does this sign mean?
Turn left ahead sign.
What does this sign mean?
No left turn sign.
What does this sign mean?
Keep left sign.
What does this sign mean?
Ahead-only sign.
What does this sign mean?
Mini roundabout.
Next is the minimum speed. The minimum speed sign indicates the lowest speed that vehicles must travel on that section of road. Roundabout. This sign indicates that there is a roundabout ahead, and drivers should be prepared to give way to traffic already on the roundabout. No overtaking. The no overtaking sign prohibits drivers from overtaking or passing other vehicles on that stretch of road. Roadworks. The roadwork sign warns drivers of road construction or maintenance ahead. No cycling. The no cycling sign prohibits bicycles from being ridden in the area where the sign is displayed. What does this sign mean?
Minimum speed.
What does this sign mean?
Roundabout.
What does this sign mean?
No overtaking.
What does this sign mean?
Roadworks.
What does this sign mean?
No cycling.
Next is the no U-turns. The no U-turn sign prohibits drivers from making U-turns at the location where the sign is posted. One-way traffic. The one-way traffic sign indicates that traffic is only allowed to travel in the direction shown by the arrow on the sign. Maximum speed limit. The maximum speed limit sign indicates the highest speed that vehicles are legally allowed to travel on that particular stretch of road. Cattle crossing. The cattle crossing sign warns drivers that cattle may be crossing or present on the road ahead. Hump bridge. The hump bridge sign indicates that there is a bridge ahead with a pronounced hump or raised section that may require vehicles to slow down. What does this sign mean?
No U-turns.
What does this sign mean?
One-way traffic.
What does this sign mean?
Maximum speed limit.
What does this sign mean?
Cattle crossing.
What does this sign mean?
Hump bridge.
Next is the tunnel ahead. The tunnel ahead sign warns drivers of a tunnel that they will be approaching. Drivers should reduce speed and be prepared for changes in driving conditions, such as reduced visibility and potential ventilation issues inside the tunnel. Slippery road. The slippery road sign warns drivers that the road surface may be slippery, particularly in wet or icy conditions. No motor vehicles. The No Motor Vehicles sign prohibits the entry of motor vehicles into a specific area or road. No through road for vehicles. The No Through Road for Vehicles sign indicates that the road is a dead end for vehicles, meaning there is no exit for motor traffic beyond this point. Dual carriageway ends. The dual carriageway ends sign indicates that the dual carriageway is coming to an end, and the road will transition to a single carriageway. What does this sign mean?
Tunnel ahead.
What does this sign mean?
Slippery road.
What does this sign mean?
No motor vehicles.
What does this sign mean?
No through road for vehicles.
What does this sign mean?
Dual carriageway ends.
Next is the side winds. The side winds sign warns drivers that they may encounter strong winds coming from the side, which could affect vehicle stability, especially for high-sided vehicles. School crossing patrol. The school crossing patrol sign indicates the presence of a designated crossing patrol person, often referred to as a lollipop person, who assists children in safely crossing the road near schools. Drivers should reduce speed and be prepared to stop when the patrol person is assisting children. End of minimum speed. The end of minimum speed sign indicates that the minimum speed limit previously in effect is no longer applicable. Frail. The frail sign indicates the presence of vulnerable pedestrians, such as elderly individuals, children, or those with disabilities, who may require extra caution from drivers. Trams only. The trams only sign indicates that the road or track is designated exclusively for tram vehicles, prohibiting other types of vehicles from entering. What does this sign mean?
Side winds.
What does this sign mean?
School crossing patrol.
What does this sign mean?
End of minimum speed.
What does this sign mean?
Frail.
What does this sign mean?
Trams only.
Next is the end of motorway road sign. The end of motorway sign indicates that the motorway is coming to an end, and drivers will need to transition to a different type of road. Stop and give way. The stop and give way sign indicates that drivers must come to a complete stop at the intersection or junction and yield to any traffic on the main road before proceeding. Road narrows on right. The road narrows on right. Sign warns drivers that the road ahead narrows on the right side. Drivers should reduce their speed and be cautious, as there may be limited space for passing vehicles, and they may need to yield to oncoming traffic. Falling rocks. The falling rocks sign warns drivers of the potential for rocks or debris falling onto the road from nearby cliffs or hills. Give way to traffic on major road. The give way to traffic on major road sign indicates that drivers must yield to vehicles on the major road when approaching a junction. What does this sign mean?
End of motorway.
What does this sign mean?
Stop and give way.
What does this sign mean?
Road narrows on right.
What does this sign mean?
Falling rocks.
What does this sign mean?
Give way to traffic on major road.
Next is the Crossroad sign. The Crossroad sign warns drivers of an upcoming intersection where roads meet at different angles, indicating the possibility of encountering traffic from multiple directions. Two-way traffic straight ahead. The two-way traffic straight ahead sign indicates that the road ahead has two-way traffic, meaning vehicles will be traveling in both directions. Traffic merging from left ahead. The traffic merging from left ahead sign warns drivers that vehicles will be merging into their lane from the left side. Drivers should be prepared to adjust their speed and position to accommodate the merging vehicles, ensuring a safe and smooth flow of traffic. Staggered junction. The staggered junction sign indicates that there is a junction ahead where the intersecting roads are not directly opposite each other, creating a staggered pattern. Loose chippings. The loose chippings sign warns drivers that the road surface may have loose stones or gravel, which could pose a hazard, especially for vehicles at higher speeds. Drivers should reduce their speed and exercise caution to avoid skidding or losing control, as loose chippings can affect tire traction. What does this sign mean?
Crossroads.
What does this sign mean?
Two-way traffic straight ahead.
What does this sign mean?
Traffic merging from left ahead.
What does this sign mean?
Staggered junction.
What does this sign mean?
Loose chippings.
Next is the bend to right road sign. The bend to right sign warns drivers that there is a right-hand bend ahead in the road. Drivers should reduce their speed and prepare to navigate the curve safely, as the bend may limit visibility and require careful steering. End of 20 mph zone. The sign indicates that the 20 miles per hour speed limit, typically implemented in areas to enhance safety, is no longer in effect. Soft verges. The soft verges sign warns drivers that the roadside verges may be soft or unstable. Drivers should exercise caution when driving close to the edge of the road, as pulling off may lead to vehicles getting stuck or losing traction on the soft ground. End of controlled parking zone. The end of controlled parking zone sign indicates that drivers are leaving an area where parking regulations, such as restrictions on parking times or permit requirements, are in place. Level crossing with barrier ahead. The level crossing with barrier ahead sign warns drivers that they are approaching a level crossing where railway tracks intersect with the road, and that barriers will be present. Drivers should reduce their speed, be prepared to stop, and wait for the barriers to lower when a train is approaching, ensuring they do not attempt to cross the tracks when the barriers are down. What does this sign mean?
Bend to right.
What does this sign mean?
End of 20 mph zone.
What does this sign mean?
Soft verges.
What does this sign mean?
End of controlled parking zone.
What does this sign mean?
Level crossing with barrier ahead.
Next is the steep hill downwards road sign. The steep hill downwards sign warns drivers that they are approaching a steep descent. Drivers should reduce their speed and prepare for a significant decline, as it may require careful braking and increased attention to maintain control of the vehicle while descending. Entry to 20 mph zone. The entry to 20 mph zone sign indicates that drivers are entering an area where the speed limit is reduced to 20 miles per hour. Traffic queues likely ahead. The traffic queues. Likely ahead sign warns drivers that they may encounter traffic congestion or queues in the upcoming area. Drivers should reduce their speed and be prepared to stop or slow down as they approach the area where traffic may be backed up, promoting safety and awareness of changing road conditions. No vehicles carrying explosives. The No Vehicles Carrying Explosives sign indicates that vehicles transporting explosive materials are prohibited from entering the area. Risk of grounding. The risk of grounding sign warns drivers that there is a potential for their vehicle to bottom out or become stuck due to low ground clearance, particularly in areas where the road surface may be uneven or undulating. What does this sign mean?
Steep hill downwards.
What does this sign mean?
Entry to 20 Uturns zone.
What does this sign mean?
Traffic queues likely ahead.
What does this sign mean?
No vehicles carrying explosives.
What does this sign mean?
Risk of grounding.
That's a wrap on our UK road signs test. How well did you do? Let us know in the comments if you passed or if any signs caught you off guard. Make sure to subscribe for more useful driving tips and quizzes. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in